Hey, Nicole, what's happening?
Hey, Eric. Not much. What's happening with you?
I am in an awesome mood today.
I know you are. What in the world is happening?
Oh, what is happening? I don't know. You know what? It's great to be busy, and I'm really thrilled about being busy. There's a bunch of things to be thrilled about today. It's just there's a few things that are just and
Hmm.
there's a couple of things I'm not thrilled with, but
Are some
that's why we
people?
do this podcast though, right?
Yeah, exactly. We got to keep each other straight.
Get to
We get
talk about it.
it's a good release. Just talk about it. If it's a client, we just talk in code. If it's someone we work with, we can talk in code if we want. That's all.
You know what's really interesting is I've been talking to people around the office, and there's a few people that actually watch and listen to our podcast.
Really? I didn't think anyone was. Like, I actually felt like we're talking into a vacuum, with no one listening. The other night, because I try to listen to all of them. So I listened to the most recent one in bed, like listening to it. And my husband was falling asleep, and he likes whenever we talk about sports, like his ears perk up. He's like, "Oh, you talking sports again?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can keep up a conversation." But that's funny.
We were sitting in a meeting, and one of our coworkers, John, one of the newbies, John, he
Mhm.
said that like just in passing, he goes, I was listening to Nicole and Eric's podcast, and Nicole really had some great insights into how she deals with clients. And I was like, wait a minute, back
Oh,
up.
hey.
You listen.
I like it. He's my
And part
favorite.
two of that, you glean
John,
some
do you want to
information.
write
That's
on one of my
awesome.
listings? That's great.
Yeah, my takeaway on all that was that you're the only one who has interesting things to say. Thank
Oh,
you.
come on. You were in such a sour mood. You need to tell everybody what is going on and how you're feeling, and let's just dive right into it.
No, no. Okay, look, let's just, you know what? Let's dive right into it. Hey,
Okay.
everybody. Welcome to the Real Agents Podcast, a weekly podcast where our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to talk about life, real estate, and everything in between. So if you like your advice and insights shaken and not stirred, well, then this is the podcast for you.
I'm Nicole Dash.
And I'm Eric Harrington, and we are
Are
the Real
the real
Agents.
agents. That should make you feel good. That was a good
You know
intro.
what? I guess I just have to be in a pretty pissy
And
mood
be
to
like,
get through that
you got
thing.
to get
Huh?
the fire in you. Okay, wait, before we talk about what's like the bee in your bonnet or whatever the expression is, I would like to share a picture. I don't know if it's going to work or not because it's blurry in the
You
background,
got to
but
take the blur off, maybe. I don't know. Or our
is
super
it going to work?
producer could
No, it's
figure it
not going
out.
to work. Okay, hold on, hold on. I'm going to
I
for
think if you like put your hand over it and like do that thing, you could
okay,
do it.
for 1 second, I'm going to take the blur off. Is that allowed? Am I allowed to do that?
Sure.
Okay, 1 second.
Unless there's like something crazy
Okay,
behind
here,
you.
here. Look. Look.
Mom and son on wedding day.
Yes, that was a
Oh my
wedding. I
God.
mean,
You
it's
got
not
to
the
tell the
greatest
whole
picture,
story of
but
the
it was
wedding.
beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna blur myself again so I match you. There you go. Woo, blurred. Um, it was beautiful. I mean, it was so emotional. I cried ridiculous amounts of tears. I did not think I was going to, honestly, because I'm not like I don't cry all the time. I'm not a huge crier, but literally, like I'm talking at the rehearsal dinner, I was crying. Like I'm getting ready, I'm crying. I'm seeing him standing there about to go out
Oh,
crying. I'm
wow.
walking down the aisle crying.
Okay, back up. Back up. Rehearsal dinner. Where was the rehearsal dinner?
The rehearsal dinner was so the wedding was in Charlottesville, Virginia. And
Okay.
the rehearsal dinner was at this place called the Firefly. And it's like a
Okay.
very casual arcade games type bar place. And that's
Nice.
what I wanted.
Nice.
Kind of a really small, like Dave and Buster's or something. And
Okay.
it was so much fun. We had a taco bar. Like it was awesome. We had a lot of fun. And I gave a little speech and presented them with these little engraved keychain coins that had like their name,
Oh,
the little thing in the back. And the cute thing I'm going to make you cry, Eric. So when my husband and I were married 18 years ago, Alex was 6, right? So he was my husband's stepson. And when we got married, we presented him with a necklace that had 3 circles, right, on it. And it was the 3 of us joining. And I've kind of held it in my jewelry box the whole time. So I connected to the little engraved keychain that I made for him. I connected the charm from that. And I gave a whole speech about how it was represented the blending now of all the families, like her family and him and us and everybody. And then I was crying.
You are getting me misty.
It was really beautiful.
You know I'm an emotional wreck. Don't do that stuff to me. That is awesome.
Yeah, it was really nice. And the wedding was gorgeous.
Okay, so now where's the wedding? Next day wedding?
Also in Charlottesville. It's called the Wool Factory. So it's like a very industrial, cool place, like cement stamped floors and exposed beams and brick and the whole thing. And her mom went foraging and got all this like greenery and all this stuff, and just it looked the most beautiful, like all the tablescapes, the ceilings, the arbor. They made their own arbor. It was just the most beautiful wedding. And so I'm just very happy. We danced a whole bunch. I did the mother-son dance to Landslide by Fleetwood Mac.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
That's Felicia's favorite song.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, absolutely, hands down. Yeah.
So emotional, and it was fun.
And I bet you just blubbered like a baby through that whole song, didn't you?
No, actually, because he and I talked, and we were like, we're going to be cool, and so we actually spent the whole time talking about everyone else crying. I was like, look at my mom, look at Nana, look at Nana. And we were just like joking and laughing the whole time, and it was fun. So that was the only time I actually didn't cry. I cried listening to Landslide on the way to the wedding. Prepping myself.
You were prepping? You were like, I'm going to get it all out now?
Get it all out. Okay. But at the actual like dance, it was just fun. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that what I have to look forward to? I'm just going to be like a blubbering mess?
Yes. I didn't think I was going. I mean, of course, parents are, but I don't know why I didn't think I was going to be, but I was. I was a mess. It was great.
Saw some of the pictures, and your daughter-in-law looked absolutely beautiful. Your son looked handsome as all get out. I love his tuxedo. You guys looked great. It looked like it was such a party. And yeah, I was kind of jealous I wasn't there. I'm just going to say.
I know. It was really nice and beautiful. And they're on their honeymoon in Cancun. And loving.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you'll love this. He told me he hasn't really communicated that much, which I don't expect. It's his honeymoon. Yeah. But he did text me yesterday to tell me they were doing a taco tasting excursion. So yes, they get in a van with other people and they go downtown to 5 different taco hole in the walls, and they get a taco and a beer at all 5 locations. And I was like, that's my boy. That's my boy.
I trained them well. That sounds awesome. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy for you. That was I bet the highlight of your year, and your year just started.
I know. 2023 started off great.
Well, wait, Savannah still hasn't said her first word yet, right?
That's right. Yeah. But she was 2022 highlight. This is 2020.
Okay, all right. So, but when she says daddy first, what's that going to be like?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm working on it every day. Mama. So, Eric.
Yes.
What's happening? Change gears. You came in here. Okay, I'm going to give some context. So we were supposed to start, 15 minutes before. You're like driving down your very long commute, right? You pull up, you rush in, your speaker's not working, or your mic, you're just like, whew.
Camera's falling all over the place.
The light, you try to put a pillow in the window behind you, that doesn't work. So what was going on?
The light's messed up. It's too early in the day. I ain't got time for all this. No, so it was an incredibly busy weekend, right? Wrote 3 times and lost 3 times. Don't say that often, but wrote two really good offers that had a chance of winning. One that not so much. It was more like an attempt kind of thing. Let's throw this out there and see if they take it. But the other two were really strong, incredibly competitive offers, waiving contingencies, going well above the asking price, and really putting themselves out there. My clients, that is, putting themselves out there. And I'm telling you all this just to kind of put you in the mind frame where I'm at. And when we found out we lost on, there was one that we, it's probably for the best that we didn't win, because I'm not even sure that the house will appraise at the price that whoever won got it at. Mm-hmm. And those folks, they were cool with it. They're at the beginning of their search, so they understand that they've got to lose a couple of times. And this is from them. They said, listen, we understand we probably have to lose a couple of times before we understand exactly what it's going to take to win. And I echoed that, and those folks were good. Now, the other folks, though, I mean, we wrote an offer on this house that was fairly original, built in 1973 in West Springfield. And it hadn't been touched other than like new roof and new HVAC system, but everything else original. Right. It was priced a little bit below market value in I think it was $780. And we came in at $825 and escalated to $860. Oh,
wow. Okay.
With a little bit more, right? Pretty substantial escalation. And the escalations were pretty high too. And, when we finished writing the offer, I said to the folks, listen, you've done everything you need to do to, feel good about this offer. You didn't leave anything on the table. You did everything that I coached you to do, and you did it right. And, if someone's going to beat you out there, just know that they wrote an offer that there's no way you would have ever won.
Right.
Well, it turns out there was someone out there that wrote an offer that no one could ever beat. And they were pretty heartbroken. And that initial conversation was pretty good. They understood, that they did everything they could. And but they really wanted that place. They thought they were going to win there, and they thought that they would have an opportunity to really turn that into a special home, update it, and do some really nice things. But the saving grace about that was at the end of our initial conversation, which was about, when I called them to tell them they didn't win, we talked for about 40 minutes. And at the end of the conversation, they said, you know what, Eric, we've done this a few times, and we feel more comfortable with you as we've ever had with any agent we've ever worked with. And that made me feel good.
That's good.
That was awesome.
I thought you were going to go in a different direction with that ending.
No, that made me feel
for you.
Great.
That was good.
Awesome. And I had a long conversation with them today. Oh, I even convinced them to make a special trip from Florida to Northern Virginia to go look at houses this week.
Oh, wow.
So they're good. Actually in town. And
so was this West Springfield?
Yes.
Was this house on a street that starts with an H?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, this was on, and I'll today. This was on Carly Parkway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it was that cool split level that's throughout West Springfield in that area. It's kind of like a contemporary style.
Oh, yeah. It's like colonial.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the Brady Bunch house.
Yeah, those are cool. Like about where you look down into the family room, like open. Yeah. Those are cool.
So I had a long talk with
I have a West Springfield house that's on the street that starts with an H coming soon.
Well, I might need to show that this weekend. So we got to talk later.
We'll talk.
Yes. But I'm digressing a little bit. We had a long talk today, and everything went great with them. But as soon as I hung up the phone with her today, I get a call from a listing agent. I was in this great mood about where I was with these folks. And there's another house that I ratified in Manassas last week, and we did the home inspection yesterday. And through the home inspection, we found out that the hot water heater is broken. Can I talk about all this stuff?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So we found out that the hot water heater is broken. There's literally rust coming out of the hot water heater. turn on the cold water, water looks great. Turn on the hot water, it's orange.
Ooh, okay, that's not good. And they're
And
living
it's
in
20
that?
years old.
Okay.
So it's well beyond its useful, its average lifespan. Put in the home inspection contingent removal addendum that we would either like a new hot water heater or we'll take a credit. And there were a number of other items that if we added them up, it would have been, a substantial 4-figure type fix.
Right.
In lieu of that, we just asked for a home warranty. For all the other items, we'll take a home warranty.
Right.
Not too much to ask for a broken hot water heater to fix it and a home warranty.
No, not at all. Yeah, that's pretty good.
The moment I hang up the phone with that one client and everything was great, I get the call from this agent. Yeah, sellers aren't going to do any of that. Yeah. Okay, excuse me. What? Yeah. They don't want to do anything. They're at their wit's end or something like that. It was something to that effect.
Right.
So I was just trying to process that and what that means and how to react. And my gut reaction was just like, well, I can't say what my gut reaction was because this is PG. Maybe it's not PG. What the hell? Can I curse?
I don't know. He can't. He's not showing us the screen. I don't think so. I think we can do medium cursing.
Bullshit. No, I'm just kidding.
You can say that. You can say that. Yes. He said yes in a text.
Well, anyway, yes, I was calling BS. I had this pretty tense conversation with the listing agent. Just, I don't understand why you're not, advocating for this change. How are you letting your clients make this decision when well and good? I mean, and forgive me if I'm wrong. This is a material defect on the house now when they go to list it, correct? I mean, they got to say that the hot water heater is as is if we were to back out and they don't fix this hot water heater.
Yeah, if it's truly broken and not just old and it's not working, then that needs to be fixed. So that needs to be remedied.
Yes. And I mean, I guess there's a way to fix it maybe, but there's rust coming out of it. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's awful.
Look, I know it's all kind of weird, but why blow up a contract for a hot water heater?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then I asked myself, is it worth our side to blow up a contract for a hot water heater? But I just keep coming back to, it's like I think you're asking my clients to take on a lot because so it starts with the hot water heater. We also have a well and septic inspection as well. Now, I've never had a septic inspection that did not request a or say that the distribution box needed to be replaced.
Yeah.
Never had one.
Yeah. If it's like, especially in that area, if it's been around for a while, absolutely. Unless they've replaced it in the last couple of years themselves.
Now, only because I've never had pushback from a seller, I'm trying to wrap my head around, what if it came back and they said, hey, the distribution box should be replaced? Use the word should be replaced.
Right. How is it written? Can you get out of the contract based on that? I mean,
yeah, I mean, and we're using a VA too. So, I mean, you have to make sure everything's in good shape.
Yeah, it does. You start thinking like, well, how else have they not kept up the house? Right.
Well, and then we're kicking the can down the road. Yeah, if you're not going to take care of this, what makes me think if there's something wrong with the septic, you're going to agree to take care of that?
Devil's advocate. Maybe they are seeing that there's going to be more down the road. And so they're like, I'd rather do that than this. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just throwing
I get you. I've gone through all of this. And that's what puts me in a bad mood is I keep coming back to these negative scenarios. And I know I got to stay positive. But I just want my clients to be represented properly. Yeah. And so I struggle with, am I doing the right thing sometimes? And I know I'm really good at this. So I know ultimately I'm doing the right thing, but I almost want to tell them, tell those folks to just kick rocks.
Kick it. Yeah. I mean, you are a good agent. You have great instincts. You know people.
Thank you. I need that.
I mean, you do. I mean, so I think your clients are well served. The fact that you get angry about it or feel a little way about it, just reflects that you care, right? And that you're going to do the best for them. And if, are they even willing to do the warranty?
I think I convinced her to do the warranty, but the problem with the warranty is you can't get that right away.
Right.
It's not like they're going to be able to move in on March 8th and then call the home warranty on March 9th and say we've got a busted hot water heater. They're not going to replace that. They're going to say that was an existing issue.
Yeah. So in their mind, they're going to have to add whatever that cost is going to be.
Yeah.
From their budget for whatever they're planning for the house, right?
Yeah, my folks are going to have to pay for a new hot water heater.
Yeah.
And in my lifetime of being an agent in a situation where we weren't, no home inspection, with a home inspection, these folks agreed to a full home inspection. It's mind-boggling to me that they're going to draw their line in the sand with a hot water heater.
So basically, even though it was a home inspection for repairs,
yes,
they're unwilling to do even one repair.
They don't want to do any repairs.
I mean, I know that's tough. I mean, it's obviously that agent is just saying what the clients want, but that's tough. I mean, that's his or her job should be to explain, okay, well, if it truly isn't working and if there's rust, what can we do? Even
I know they went there late after we left because I'm always about communication. I just said, hey, listen, I know there's a filter system here. We may want to put the filter system on and run it and see. But I know she went and looked at the water and she had to see it. I shouldn't be. They had to see it. So
he or she.
I don't know. I lose confidence in some of our colleagues that aren't on our team.
Right.
Because I just don't get when people aren't efficient at what they do, when it seems like they're not, working in the best interests of both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's try to keep the deal together.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I find that some people are just all about the deal, right? Like winning at all costs and winning for their client only. And they don't have the same viewpoint you have or I might have where, hey, we're all have the same goal, right? Let's represent our clients best, but let's all get to the end goal together because this is really in everyone's interest. They don't see it that way. They see it as, I'm going to get the most for my clients. I'm not going to let anyone tap us dry and blah, blah, blah. And that makes, some people would say that makes them an aggressive agent. Great. That's not the agent I want. I don't know. Because ultimately you get burned at the end if you don't have good relationships with everyone on all sides. That's the trick.
Yeah. I mean, I've had instances where sellers reached out to me because I represented buyers on their property and they liked the way the transaction went, and reached out for me to help them later on. And my goal is always, yes, I'm focused on making sure my client gets, exactly what they want to get out of this. And I'm representing my client as best as possible, but I'm also cognizant of there's two sides of this. And the goal is to get to closing and everyone's happy at the end and everyone gets what they want out of the deal. And I'm never trying to stick it to anybody.
Right.
Unless I know that they're trying to stick it to us. And that's the situation I think I'm in right now. And I don't like that.
I know. Well, I would trust your spidey senses. I think that, when they're not willing to, work with you. And it's different if it was a void only and then you're asking for the hot water heater, right? Void only, home inspection. I hate when agents do that.
Yes.
Even if it's not working, it's annoying. But I understand, I try to see it from all sides, but I think that's annoying. It's like you offered me something, we took it, and that's what we're doing, and I'll play hardball sometimes in that scenario, but that's not your scenario. You have a regular home inspection for negotiations. And so that's something that he or she should have explained to their clients from the beginning. That means there's going to be a list.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe this is karma because I've been on the other side of that conversation where, we did a home inspection with option to void only. And yeah, something came up where we were like, you know what? If this was different, maybe we'd stay. And yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess everybody's guilty of something, I guess,
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
when you're in the moment and it's your client, it's like, ugh, but you'll work through it. I
I'll
just
get
hope
over it.
you'll
I'll
be
get over
fine.
it. I got a
I
ton of showings this weekend. I'll probably write 6 more times.
And you're
It'll
going to get the other 2 clients through. You're going to get offers for them. You're going to get.
So that's the other frustrating thing too. It's like my phone has not stopped ringing today with other stuff, calls from lenders about things, and just some personal weird stuff. Took my son's car into the shop today, and they're telling me it needs XYZ, and the car's just been sitting there for a minute. And it's like, why does it need new spark plugs if we haven't been driving it? Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's a reason why it needs new spark plugs when we're not driving the car, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's a frustrating time in the market, and I think it's that shift from whatever kind of buyer market we were in before. It's totally gone, and
Yeah.
I'm starting to get that vibe with listing agents now. A lot of ones that I've been calling, that they're back in that mode where, yeah,
They
you
didn't
got to
get
come to
humbled
me with something
enough.
special.
Listen, they should have been humbled enough, because when June hit last year and everything went to a screeching halt, and July, August, I mean, and it was just so pathetically sad. We went from 150 miles an hour down to like 50, right? It was such a
Yeah.
screeching halt. And I really felt like, okay, the pendulum swung so far that they should remember that, because it'll happen again. Like, you've got to treat people the way you want to be treated, even in this business. Like, I mean, I am fully advocating for, like, okay, I remember it's not that long ago that I'm begging you for feedback. I'm begging you to please send me an offer, any offer that I can present to my client.
It's funny, like on those two of the ones we didn't get, that I thought we had a real shot on. I will applaud those agents that, at least one of them, really, she took the time to, we had a long talk about it. We talked about what's going on, and she understands. She was like, you wrote a beautiful offer that 9 times out of 10 is going to get accepted, but this was the 10th time and it didn't get accepted. But the fact that she even took the time to get on the phone and talk to me, I mean, that was huge. And I'm seeing lack of communication from listing agents. Like, after the showing, hey, I just want to call you and talk about your property, and I don't get a call back, or I don't get a text back.
What? They don't even want the feedback now? Now they're that good?
Yeah.
I still want the feedback. I'm not at that point yet.
Yeah. I mean, because your client's asking you about what people are saying about the property, right?
Right.
Or if it's been on the market for a little while, you kind of want to know why, right?
Right.
I don't know. It's been an interesting week, and I know I'll shake this off, and I'll have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and that'll put a smile on my face. And
You're good. I will tell all of our 2 listeners, John, talking to
both
you.
of them. Yeah.
John, I'm talking to you. I mean, you're a top producer. You are the top producer of our team. Okay. I'm going to you are amazing, and this is going to be all good. So,
yeah,
and then you got to teach a lesson on, like, how to shrug it off.
That's what I want to tell all these guys. It's like, look, I'm a top producer, man. No.
Right. You gotta put it, who does it, or who puts it in their email signature? I don't know. Would you do that? I'm just like you. That. We have a very similar, we don't like asking for reviews. We don't like, I mean, and Jay's listening to this, sorry. We don't like asking for reviews. We don't like bragging about ourselves. And because we aren't the stereotypical sales agent, but we're still really good at what we do, because we have that heart, and so, and it reflects, especially for you this year. This year, not so much for me. I had a baby. I was like taking a break, but
but you know what? Yeah, you are exceptional at what you do too. Let's just make this the mutual appreciation podcast.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. You are exceptional at what you do. And yes, I noticed that right away too, that we do have that thing in common where I don't like to puff my chest out and tell people. I really cringe when someone asks me how many transactions I had last year. I hate that question because it just sounds braggy, you know?
I know. And we, in our listing presentations, right, we meet with clients, we try to get them to sign up with us. And we're always supposed to say, I don't want to brag, but you know, I'm not saying this to brag, and I'm like, even saying I'm not saying this to brag is a brag, guys. I don't like it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Anyway, we do have to do a short one today too, because we all have other commitments, and we are getting to about 30 minutes in. So at that point, I guess this is the time though where I tell people to like and subscribe, right?
Yeah, like and subscribe.
Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, I did. I recorded some B-roll stuff before you came on, just like you. I think you already did it.
So he's going to drop it in?
I don't know. I'm not sure, but we should still say it, I guess. But
did you change outfits each time, like put on a new hat?
I didn't. Actually, I kept the same. But your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to like or subscribe. Here, you can cut that one.
There you go.
Somewhere else. That was better than the ones I did before.
Nice. Nice. A little creativity there. But no, seriously, like and subscribe. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening.
Yeah.
Go on YouTube and hit the bell and share it. That's the thing we haven't been telling people.
Yeah.
Share it.
Share. And you know what? I would love to see at least one comment somewhere, and then we'll reply to you. We will read it and we will reply to you. We are not that big yet. One day we won't read your comments, but right now we will.
You know what? I've never even scrolled down to see if there were any comments.
I know.
I can't imagine what they would be. Yes, I want to see the comments.
I want to see. So hopefully someone's monitoring that for us, because if we have a comment, Mr. Producer, please tell us.
All right. Well, Nicole, I loved hearing about the wedding.
Yeah.
Next time we talk, you got to tell me how the honeymoon finished out and the taco tour.
I know. Can we do our own taco tour or something like that?
I would love that. Please.
Like, can we
just make
a remote
that happen.
Podcast recording at each location? Oh, my dream. We got to get big enough so we can do these things. Get a restaurant to sponsor it or something. No, that would be so good.
You'll do it from an Uber where we just hit pizza parlors and tacos. Oh, yes. Let's do this.
That I like.
I love it. All right. Well, hey, guys, thanks for listening. Nicole, you're always awesome. Thank you so much for being a part of this and talking me off the ledge. You're great.
You got this.
And Mr. Producer, get better.
I know. He's not feeling well.
I know. All right.
You know more than I do.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.